These are my most disappointing blind buys in my collection. Let's talk about it. What is up, everybody? I hope you're all having a good week so far. I feel like all of us collectors have gone to that trap of blind buying where you've never seen a movie, but like the word of mouth is pretty good. Maybe the artwork on the cover looks pretty good. It's for a good discount. And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna pick it up. And then you finally end up watching it in your player, or maybe you watch it on a streaming, or maybe you pre-ordered it earlier. Who knows what happens? And you're like, ooh, I kind of regret buying that movie. And I have fallen victim to that curse of blind buys very badly. I've also been blessed by blind buys where I've like, you know what, this is a pre-order, just came out, I'm gonna pre-order this, I heard it's a good movie, I'm gonna get it while the pre-orders are still there. I've never seen it before, and then by the time I get it, it's sold out everywhere. I pop in the player, the transfer looks great, and the movie is great, and I absolutely love it, and it's nowhere to be found, and I'm glad that I blind bought it, because if I didn't blind buy it and I waited for, you know, more reviews to come out and more things like that, it wouldn't have been available. So it's a give and a take when it comes to the culture of blind buying. Now, some of these are good movies, but I have my reasons, whether the transfer is bad or I just overall would not watch it again, and that is what my first entry is. And starting off with is Darren Aronofsky's The Whale. Now, this is a fantastic movie. It's beautifully acted. The writing is fantastic. It's just, oh god, it is so emotionally draining, and for me to own something physically, I'd have to watch it over and over again, and it's real difficult to watch this movie multiple times just because of how it's triggering. It's really depressing, and it's like, oh, do you want to ruin your evening? Even though it's there's a sense of hopefulness to it, and a sense of like, oh, this is what family is for, these kind of things, rekindling broken relationships. But ooh, sometimes I'm not in the mood for that, and I'm very rarely in the mood for it. And I know movies are more than just entertainment, but for sometimes I'm like, god damn, dude, like, how often am I gonna want to like, I'll want to like search those experiences through different films, not specifically the same film. And if I'm looking for that kind of feeling, I'd probably put on Solaris or something like that with that kind of vibe. But this one, it's still a great movie. I blind bought it, and then I watched it with a friend of mine, and then I'm like, oh, I'm crying. I don't want to go through that again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still a good movie. It's just, ooh, it takes a lot out of you. And to own it physically, for me to justify owning something physically, I'd want to watch it over and over again, or else it just takes up space in my collection. Even though I do have this kind of mentality of I'm buying a movie to support it and to also like signify my enjoyment of the film. And this one was just because it was an A24 film. It was Brendan Fraser's big comeback, besides I guess Oppenheimer, but like his big leading role comeback, and it was just it was a good movie, but goddamn, does it drain the soul. And I would never see myself watch this movie again. Maybe on a blue moon, but like I could not. Like, it's been what, 2-3 years, and I still have not watched the movie, and I really don't see myself watching it. And if I do, maybe I just like stream it or something. So I'd probably just sell this thing. You know what the funny part is? I haven't even opened it yet. It's still like sealed from the day I bought it like 3 years ago. And so it's just, that was also my big collecting craze and buying, oh, I have to get every A24 movie with the slipcover, and now I'm not really like that, and it's a loose slipcover. So yeah, The Whale, one of my disappointments, or one of my blind buys that I regret buying. Another one is a 4K I bought, I believe, last year, and that is Kevin Costner starring and directing in Horizon, an American Saga Part 1. This isn't inherently a bad film, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. The visuals are stunning. The 4K looks amazing. But this is more of like a kind of one and done thing for me. It was a long, like, it felt like a long drawn out TV series. And I'm not really big into TV shows because I feel like they just go on and on and on and on, and there's more excuses for storylines to keep going. And even though like the visual style of it is fantastic, it can get really good at points. It's just, there's a lot of just really dull moments where I guess it's supposed to like let you, the world breathe, but I'm just sitting there and it's just like two people talking and talking and talking. And that's not inherently bad. It's just sometimes the substance of their conversation isn't really important. Why do I care about these characters? A lot of the character development and the writing for these characters aren't really where I'm like attached to them, where I'd want to care to watch them talk for 10 minutes at a time. There's not enough break in the levity to kind of pick it up here and there, because I thought an American Saga, I thought it'd be like an adventure, this kind of thing. It doesn't really feel like that, and there's going to be another one coming out. I think they wanted to be like a 4-part thing, but I really don't see that happening nowadays, especially with all the controversy with the filming of the second one. So, and I got this day one because I was so stupid. I was like, oh my god, I heard so many good things about like the visuals of it, and now I'm a big visuals nerd. And again, it's still a great movie visually. It's just everything else besides that, it doesn't really stick with me. And I got this brand new 4Ks nowadays are like $39, and that's how much I spent for this movie. It doesn't have a Blu-ray, no digital code. It does have a slipcover, which I do enjoy, a little horsey and Kevin Costner. But yeah, this is definitely something I regret buying. And the rest of these are 4Ks, by the way. And another 4K I regret buying, again, solely for the purpose of this being the substance of the movie, and that is Bohemian Rhapsody. I love Queen. I love the story of Freddie Mercury, but I don't know. This felt like just a huge disservice to his story, because Freddie Mercury, I believe, sold his rights to, not sold it, but he gave his rights to the band. I think Brian May, more specifically. And I think the line was, "You can do whatever you want with my story, just don't make me sound boring." And that's basically what this movie did. It cuts halfway through. It ends in Live Aid. The performances are pretty good. They're a bit hokey. I love the scenes of them recording the song. Like, I love behind the scenes music recording movies, like where they'll show like them in the booth, like, and you'll see all the old equipment, and like that's why I love some of those movies. And like, it's just, you get that and it's fantastic, but everything around that, it was really like weirdly dark, and it made like the fact that, oh, Freddie Mercury, why did you have to be gay? You ruined your life by being gay. And it is really weird. Like, they treated him being gay as the disease, as opposed to him like getting AIDS, and it was really weird. And I'm like, that's not, like, what? Why we should be celebrating his identity? That, like, I'm not gonna get into all those kind. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a man who is proudly gay, and it felt really weird, and it had this really weird connotation. Like, I mean, but I don't know, dude. It just didn't really feel like a celebration of life movie that I was hoping it to be. You know, obviously with the ups and the downs, but it felt really weird and dark, and like it didn't really lend to this this very exuberant life of Freddie Mercury and how he lived his life to his way and the way he wanted to live it. And it just showed like he shouldn't have done that. He's a bad guy. He shouldn't have done this. He left his, well, like that kind of thing. And it just like it's not a very good movie, so I don't recommend it. And I got it mainly for the slipcover, and I got it for pretty cheap. I got it at $9 on Black Friday, so that was pretty cool. I wouldn't watch this movie ever again because I just don't like it. So to the sell pile, and I still got it with the slipcover, so that's nice. Another movie I got that I regret that I probably would still own in my collection because I am a completionist, and that is Matrix 4 Resurrections. This movie is a complete bastardization of what the Matrix stands for, why people love the Matrix in the first place. It is just such a dull drab of a movie. I watched this in the theater, and people got so bored that they just started talking, and everyone was just talking. Like, I'm literally sitting in the middle of the theater, and people are just yapping because they're so disinterested in the movie. There's no fight scenes, and when there are fight scenes, it's like, what? Force push. There's no gun battles. Like, there's no gun kata. There's no kung fu. There's no hand-to-hand combat besides shoves. Like, everything that I love about Matrix, even though the political commentary and the whole kind of thing about the Matrix and the whole we are being controlled by the government, like that kind of thing, and by AI and the power of unsanctioned AI and these kind of things, it's not really discussed that much in this one. And when it does, it's just so surface level. The recasting doesn't make sense. Morpheus isn't Morpheus. Agent Smith is recasted, and even though I do like the guy, because I believe it was the same guy from Mindhunter. Let me just double check that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Agent Smith was the same guy from Mindhunter. It had some things going going for it. It's just, they should have honestly let someone who loved the franchise do it instead of just giving it to, I believe it was just Lana Wachowski. And so, honestly, they should have just let, maybe not a reboot, but this could have been so much better, especially with, dude, The Matrix, the revitalization of Keanu Reeves's big action star status, because he was in the 90s, and it kind of died off a bit, and then with John Wick, it really went up, and this was peak, I think 2020? 2022, something like that. But this is peak in between the John Wick franchise. You had so many options to make this a knockout hit, and they just decided not to. I believe this also flopped at the box office, and it was just such a waste of a film. And I regret buying it just because of how just bad the movie is. But being said, I still own it because, oh my god, I have every single Matrix movie on 4K. And so, I don't know, is anyone else like that? Like, I hate this movie. Why do I own this in my collection? First of all, I got it for $9, so that is why. And I come with a slipcover, so. And it was sealed. I have still not watched it since watching it in the theaters. But I did get it from a pawn shop for like, I don't know if you can see, but for $9.99. So that's a pretty good deal. But I'm just never gonna watch this movie ever again unless like I show a family member or like a friend, like, hey, have you ever seen Matrix? Oh, let's watch the entire franchise, and I'll show them the first one. If they're interested, we can watch the other ones. Like, I don't think my brother has seen this one, so maybe I'll let him watch it because it's just so stupid. It's so stupid. I hate that, and it's not even stupidly good. It's stupidly bad and boring, and it's just what the fuck. And they ruin the lore, and it's like, oh my god, I can yap hours about why I hate Matrix Resurrections. But I am the stupid guy who owns it in his collection. So now this was another blind buy, mainly because I didn't get to see it in theaters. I thought the first one was okay, and I got hyped for the second one, and that is Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Didn't get to see this in theaters. This was during the whole kind of like slam-demic, I'm not going to go into the thing, but the plague era and that kind of thing. And so a lot of people were still scared of going to movie theaters back then. And I'm like, I'm not going to get sick just for fucking watching Venom 2 Electric Boogaloo. So I bought it on 4K Blu-ray, brand new, $39 after tax. What a pain in the ass. And the slipcover is decent. It's like two Venoms fighting, but casting was decent, and it's just, what the fuck is this? Like, why is this movie so bad? It had so much potential, but for some reason, I guess Sony still wanted to have that lighter image with a comedy and all these kind of things, and it just didn't pan out the way it should have. I really think they should have went all out with the rated R Venom franchise, Venom series, even though they made 3 movies. This is a PG-13 movie, and it definitely feels like it, and it was such a wasted opportunity because you have Tom Hardy and Woody Harrelson, both great actors, and it's so weird. I'm not a big fan of Tom Hardy's American accent. He sounds really weird. And the action isn't great. A bunch of gooey guys slamming their goos together, and it just doesn't pan out well. The action scenes are terrible. And I own this on 4K. I watched the third one in theaters, and that one was actually better than this one just because of how stupidly bad it is. This one is just badly bad, and there's no redeeming qualities to this film. And why did I buy it on 4K? Because this was my hype of like, oh my god, I gotta get things day one. I gotta do an unboxing. I gotta do a review for them. And those videos flopped. So just like this movie, it flopped, and I ended up regretting my $40 purchase for this one 4K Blu-ray. Now I understand, what the fuck? Why would you do that? Because you kind of get hypnotized, especially this is 2021. This is like the year I started really going ham on my collecting. I started spending all my money on it. When you get into a new hobby, you kind of go balls deep into it, and that was basically that era, and it wasn't a very good movie. I don't even like the first one that much, so like just to get the second one, which is the worst one, no. And now another movie that I actually don't not like I really enjoy this film. I think I saw it a few times as a kid, never really got it because my dad would be watching it. And that is the notorious 4K release of True Lies on 4K Blu-ray. Again, say what you will about the movie. It is out of print when it comes to the Blu-ray, so this is literally the only way to buy it physically without bootlegging it, or I think importing that Spanish Blu-ray. But it's a weird 4K. Again, I made a whole review for it on my worst 4Ks of 2024. And that's basically all I need to say. The transfer is not very good. I'm a film purist, so when I see things like AI modulation and using computer like alterations. Now there can be like I'm not against using computers to make 4Ks. Like that's not what I'm saying at all. But when you're using that to scrub out art that has been made, there could have been so many other options to make the transfer look better, make the HDR look better, the colors look weird, and everyone looks waxy. It's not a good 4K transfer, in my opinion, for what I want to see in a film from 30-something years ago. It just looks really weird. But if you don't care about those things, it was a cheap 4K. The slipcover looks okay. I'm not a big fan of the Canadian version where it's just hella French, in bold, embossed, and it just takes up a lot of the artwork on it. So basically you only get really this much of artwork and the rest is just français. And yeah, again, I did enjoy the movie, and I like these are the last era of 20th Century Studios giving us slipcovers, because they stopped giving us slipcovers, but they have like those like really cool universal cutout things, and they look really nice. So I'm a big sucker for these kind of slipcovers. The transfer looks terrible, so I regret it in my collection because, again, is this a movie I really come back to over and over again? Not really. It was hyped as shit, and it didn't really land the mark that I'm looking for with the 4K transfer. And but it made for a good video, so boom. So yeah, those were the films in my collection that I regret blind buying. Definitely could have passed on a few of these, could have saved some money here and there, but again, they're in my collection, and I see that nice little number on my Blu-ray app that's saying, oh, I have 1,000 plus Blu-rays, and these are a part of that 1,000. But yeah, let me know down below, do you guys have any blind buys that you regret buying? And let me know down below those films and the reasons why, because one of the reasons why I love making videos is just to add to the discussion and opening up a discussion. So let me know down below your reasons and some of those blind buys that you regret buying. So yeah, anyways, that was today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please make sure to leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button because it is free and it means a whole lot to me. Anyways, I have been Mason for the Mockbuster YouTube channel. Have yourself a good day, night, evening, afternoon, morning. Whenever you're watching this, please stay safe and God bless. Peace, cheers, long live physical media. See you guys.